All right. How was that for an intro for you? Here on the Saturday Night Special, I am Chris Jericho. And if you're wondering, where is he? Where's all the fancy studio machinations behind him? Well, it's because I'm not at home. I am at an undisclosed location on vacation. But I still have to do the Saturday Night Special because we're building up a fan base here. We're building up the advertisers. We almost had an advertiser last week, like I said, on the high school reunion show, but they pulled out in the last minute. So and if you saw, I just opened up this this thing of club soda type stuff, and it sprayed over everything. It sprayed all over the screen. I'm completely unprepared for any of this, but you know what? That's what we like about the Saturday Night Special. We don't prepare anything. Had a crazy week. I got kicked off my Facebook page by Facebook, and I don't know why. I didn't say anything or do anything crazy, but it is what it is. But I said the only thing I was worried was hopefully I don't miss out on the Saturday Night Special, and so far we did not. So it's a little bit sticky over here. I had to use my Lizzie Borden T-shirt to clean up the club soda. But anyways, we're here and we're rocking, and what a great day it is to get a chance to hang out with you once again as we start with our customary cheers. Woo! Cheers to everybody out there watching in on YouTube and on Facebook, and thank you. I hope you guys are doing good, and I hope you guys are healthy and safe, as there's club soda everywhere. I mean, my goodness, this little thing just exploded. I didn't even shake it or anything, but whatevs, is what it is. Yeah, like I said, hopefully all you guys are doing okay. Had a pretty cool week this week on Dynamite. Hopefully you saw it. I did commentary for the first 4 matches. Had a lot of fun. Some gems, we're told. If you guys had some funny lines that I said on commentary this week, remind me, because I don't remember anything. The one I remember was I said that when Jake Hager was beating up Orange Cassidy, I said, looks like Jake Hager's beating up a 15-year-old version of himself. They look so much the same. It's so funny. At some point, there has to be a Jake Hager and Orange Cassidy tag team, because they look like a big guy, little guy. It's like twins. It's like I'm looking into a mirror. And I just want to say this too, and I hopefully I never screw this up as I continue to work with Orange Cassidy. A very talented, very tremendous performer, super popular with all of you guys. And I always have a tendency to call him Juice. I think of Orange Cassidy and Juice Robinson, and I get them mixed up. So if I ever say Juice Cassidy and Orange Robinson, or Orange Juice and Robinson Cassidy, that would be a great name for an NXT guy. Like, they have those really ridiculous soap opera names. Uh-oh. Sorry. There's your clickbait tagline. Jericho says NXT guys all have soap opera names, but Robinson Cassidy, that'd be a killer name for a character. But I commentated. Then I did the thing with Orange Cassidy, Blood Orange Cassidy, where we accosted him and beat him up with a bag of oranges. And people like, here's the crazy thing about that. A lot of people were like, "Oh, a bag of oranges, that's fine." But a couple of people were like, "Oh yeah, that's a thing." What do you mean it's a thing? Yeah. People do that. They beat like people up like in jail, or they like their relatives, because oranges don't leave bruises. And I'm like, how do you know this? Like, it's not something that I thought about diabolically. Yes, if we hit him with oranges, it will not leave a bruise and it'll hurt him even worse. But I just did it because, yeah, orange, and actually it was someone else's idea. I can't say who, kayfabe, but we came up with the Blood Orange idea, and that's where Blood Orange Cassidy came from. So there will be a story with Blood Orange Cassidy and Chris Jericho. I think we've already announced the match for Fyter Fest, and this next week. No, we haven't announced the match for Fyter Fest yet, but I think at some point either we'll be wrestling at Fyter Fest or sometimes afterwards. There's a couple other things going on too. Actually, this week on AEW Dynamite, which is even better. Ooh, the Best Friends have put up their #1 contendership against Le Sex Gods. So if Le Sex Gods beats the Best Friends, then we're the #1 contenders. Can you imagine Le Sex Gods versus Kenny Omega and Hangman Page, right? So which match are they? Which match is coming up? Is it going to be Jericho versus Orange Cassidy? Maybe. Is it going to be the Sex Gods versus Kenny and Hangman after we beat the crap out of the Best Friends this week? We'll have to wait and see. I will say this though. I appreciate the bond of the Best Friends, but the Sex Gods and the entire inner circle, we're not just best friends. We're blood brothers. Okay, blood brothers, like the blood that was streaming down the face of Blood Orange Cassidy. Okay, so keep all that in mind. It's a very cool story that we're telling here. It's a very cool web of entertainment for all of you. And as we wait and see until when we can have live fans back in the venue, we're just going to keep continuing to do great shows. I know a good friend of mine, Brad Williams. He's a comedian. Actually going to be the guest host on the Jericho Cruise this year, which is a whole other thing. That's just gone through the roof, the Jericho Cruise triple whammy. But Brad is starting to have live comedy shows, and so are there a lot of comedians as well that are living in the LA area, and they're going to Arizona and to other places around the states. I believe Texas, Utah, a couple of the places. So there's a lot of places where they're allowing fans back into the venues. So hopefully at some point soon, very soon, we will have the same. And if not, we're still going to continue to put out amazing content for all you guys, because that's what we do. All right. Just like tonight, Saturday special. And we could have a guest. Last week, we had the high school reunion, which was hugely received with Dave Spivak. Don't call me Spewy and Rybo, who were just amazing. We might do more stuff with them and just talk about random things, because apparently the chemistry was through the roof, and so was the reaction. But let's see. We got some great comments already. We're doing a Q&A today, and because I'm Canadian, it's AEH. So it's the official Saturday night special Q&A. This whole hour, because last week we went a little bit long, but that's three old friends, 40-year friends, 45-year-old friends hanging out and reminiscing and having a great time. And so this week it's going to be a little bit more nugget encapsulated, but it's all about you. I'm talking to you right there. I'm talking to you, Santi Cineros from Facebook. I'm talking to you, Sterling 273 from UK Hardcore. I'm talking to you, Andrew Cassini from YouTube. I'm talking about you, Dan Hetner from Facebook. Starting to talk like David Lee Roth from Van Halen. But let's put some questions up. The Q&A starts now. And if you got a song that we want to sing, throw it up there too. We're going to do a sing-along later. And you know how we do it. We're winging it by the seat of our pants. Like you saw me earlier. If anybody saw me earlier, I would never wear a bathing suit on the Saturday special. But you saw it on camera as I was quickly trying to arrange my set. But, I said, if I put a suit jacket on, along with a bandana, not a hanky, as my wife says. It's a bandana, Eddie Van Halen, 1984. It looks pretty cool, doesn't it? So that's my garb for today, and we're going to start answering some of your Q&As. Tammy Crenshaw Barksdale. Yeah. Hey, Chris, between your wrestling career and music career, which are you more proud of? Of course, you're awesome at both. Thank you so much for asking that. Okay, I'll tell you what. It's interesting because people say to me, like, if you had a choice between this and this, which would you choose? If you had a choice between wrestling and music, which would you choose? And my answer is neither, because I don't have to, right? A little bit smart-ass answer. But when I was a kid, like 14 years old, cheers, guys. First drink of the night on camera. Oh, my gosh, that club soda is way too sweet. Oh, my friend Dan loves this Crystal Bay, but it's way too sweet. And don't give it too sweet. It's just sweet in the mouth. When I was a kid, I wanted to do both. And I thought, if I can make both of them happen, then how cool would that be? And then when I was growing up as a teenager, there was a guy called Arnold Schwarzenegger. Maybe you've heard of him. He was the biggest bodybuilder of all time and then became one of the biggest action stars ever. And I thought, well, if Arnold could be a bodybuilder and actor, I could be a wrestler and a rock and roll singer. Like, it's not too far off, right? So I kind of used Arnold as my inspiration in a different way. Like, you can do two things if you put your mind to it and really work hard at it and have passion and desire and all that sort of stuff. So I will say this. It took me a long time to build my wrestling career to a main event top level position. But There, I'm back. I'm back. I'm sorry, guys. Like I said, we're doing this by the seat of our pants just for you guys. But bottom line is, I feel the same way I do about Fozzy now as I did about Chris Jericho, the character, in about 2000 or so. So sky's the limit, and wait till you guys hear this new music that we're working on. Everybody always says, "Oh, it's going to be the best album of our career." But this literally is the best album of our career. I'm going to say that and be honest with you. And we haven't even tracked it. I've done 4 songs. All 4 of them are killers. One of them is Nowhere to Run. But, oh, my gosh. I don't even want to get into it. But anyways, it's going to be amazing stuff. And hopefully you guys will be there to listen to us. DK216, I'm just going to go back and watch that soda explode. I'm sure there's going to be some memes this week of that sort of stuff. So you never know what's going to happen here in the Sunday session. But the questions are going by so fast. Stop it. It's hard for me to get these questions to go. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Rob Minhas from Facebook says, any memories of the Saxon tour a few years ago in Vancouver? Well, funny that you should say that, Rob, because I've got a great memory of that tour with Saxon. So we toured back in 2013, maybe 2012, with British heavy metal legend Saxon. If you're familiar with the new wave of British heavy metal, it's kind of the era that birthed Def Leppard, Iron Maiden. Those are the 2 biggest bands. But there was a kind of a wealth of kind of lesser known bands, but still very popular. And Saxon's probably at the top of the list. Saxon and Iron Maiden are pretty close to being the most amazing British heavy metal bands ever. So anyways, I'm a big fan. And I had met Biff, the singer, Biff Bifford. Yes, Biff. What a great name. JoJo and Biff. Shout out to the high school reunion last week. But so Biff was the singer, and we had this chance to tour together in the States. It was Saxon's first tour of the States in a few years, and they wanted to take a younger band, so they decided on us, and it was amazing. What a great tour. We had so much fun. I have never busted anybody's balls worse than I busted Biff Bifford's balls. And I have never had my balls busted worse than Biff Bifford busting my balls. There you go. My screen froze. And what I mean by that, we were just constantly insulting each other, but with the utmost of respect. I love Biff. He's a great singer. He's a very close friend of mine. But we had so much fun just railing on each other. It was terrible. So anyways, I'd say about a week into the tour, when we're on tour, I always make sure to have a chicken in the dressing room. Like a lot of promoters want to give you pizza for dinner, like after the show. And Fozzy's a no pizza band. Like we don't want pizza. We want something good. So usually whatever we're going to have, I always make sure that if you put on the rider, and there's always a bottle of this on the rider and always a roasted chicken. Therefore, I know I always have something to drink, something to eat. No matter what else is available, I have a roast chicken. So Biff came in the dressing room and he's like, well come you go a chicken? Well, I have a chicken. I'm like, Biff, you've been touring since the frickin' hundreds. You're the singer. Just go put on your rider that you want a chicken. Well, I can't believe it. So he has a different version of the story. But my version of the story is he was always complaining about not having chicken, to the point where we even made a rap song about it, the guys in Fozzy. And it was like, I love chicken. Where's my chicken? Give me chicken. Gong, 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 gong. I love chicken. I want chicken. Where's my chicken? Gong, gong, gong. I guess that'd be more like an industrial type thing. So Biff and I were always arguing over the chicken. Whose chicken is it? Is it my chicken? Is it your chicken? Where's my chicken? I want chicken. I love chicken. Gong, 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 gong. Give me chicken. I want chicken. I love chicken. Gong, 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 gong. So we go to Vancouver. It's the last night of the tour, and Saxon's flying home the next day. So I had our tour manager at the time, who's a real dolt, by the way, but we won't get into that. But I said, dude, get 5 roasted chickens and 5 silver platters. And so he went and did that, and he got 5 roasted chicken, 5 silver platters. And so when Saxon was finishing their show with the classic Wheels of Steel, they do a sing-along where they go, Wheels! And they go, Wheels of Steel! All right, let me hear it again. So he's doing the sing-along, and the place is packed. It's a great crowd, as Rob will tell you. So we come on stage during the sing-along, all 5 of us, with silver platters with roasted chicken on them. And we go up to the guys. Of course, the guys are playing, and the guitars aren't at the time, so the guitarists got some chicken, and Biff's like, Wheels Chickens of Steel, and looks over and sees us. He's like, you fucking wanker. And so we eat some chicken and we throw the chicken in the crowd. Rob, you might have even gotten a piece of the chicken. Where's my chicken? I love chicken. Give me chicken. Gong, 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 gong. And that was the end of the tour. So when Biff came back, because the end of a tour is always a special time where you want to have pranks, you know? And Biff was like, oh, I was going to get you. I was going to get a bunch of pillow feathers and put fowls on the side of the stage and shoot the pillow feathers at you. I'm like, but you didn't, Biff. We win. We got you with the chicken. So that's a great memory. And also my Auntie Donna was there, which was awesome too. So I love chicken. Give me chicken. Where's my chicken? It's gone, 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 gone. All right, here's a good one. All right, here's a good one. When you first started wrestling, Chris, from Bruce on Facebook, as you guys can see, who was your very first opponent? Well, that would be Lance Storm. And I just did a great podcast with my friend Jesse Cage. It's called First Match. Go look it up wherever you listen to podcasts. We talked for about an hour about my first match. But the best part was it was October 2nd, 1990 at the Ponoka Moose Hall in Ponoka, Alberta. And that situates somewhere in between Edmonton and Calgary. So the best part is that when I did this match, I thought like, oh my gosh, like there was probably 100 people there. And I remember I had a guy on the ground, and what you used to do is you would put a guy's arm on the ground, and you would give him a knee on the arm. And then I said, you want me to do it again? And some kid went, yes. And another kid went, yeah, do it again. And I was just like, all right, I'm doing it for you. So like, I was super excited that some people in the crowd were kind of like, you know, reacting to what I was doing. And afterwards we went to the dressing room of the Ponoka Moose. I remember Lance was like, oh my God, you were like Hulk Hogan out there. I was like, I can't believe it. They responded to me. And that was Chris Jericho. They wanted to call me Cowboy Chris Jericho from Casper, Wyoming. And I was like, why? Like, why you look like a cowboy? I'm like, I hate cowboys. Like, nothing. I don't hate cowboys. To all the cowboys out there, kisses and love, peace and love. But I didn't want to be a cow. I don't want to be a cowboy. And my friend Brett Coma just said, well, just don't do it. And I was like, I have an option. Yeah, don't do it. Don't be a cowboy. So, but I was still listed in the program as Cowboy Chris Jericho from Casper, Wyoming. And if anybody in the world has that program, besides me, it'd probably be worth nothing, but it'd still be cool to have. So it's Cowboy Chris Jericho from Casper, Wyoming versus Lance T. Storm. And you know what the T stands for? Thunder. Oh, yeah. And October 2nd, 2020, this year is going to be my 30th anniversary. I got some special plans for you guys, which we'll work on, and I'll tell you about later. Oh, my gosh, these questions go by. I had a good question. I lost it. Jeez Louise. Oh, my gosh. I have to just start. If I'm answering your question and switch to another one, that's because too many people asking questions. And if I don't switch on it quickly, I'll lose it. Carolyn Baldwin wants to know, hey, Chris, what's your favorite Avenged Sevenfold song? Great question. So many great tunes. One of my favorite bands from the 2000, 2010 era. I still got to go with Beast and the Harlot. It's a great tune. It's the song, the first Avenged Sevenfold song I ever heard. Well, I heard Backcountry on the radio, but then I bought City of Evil. That was the first one that comes up, obviously, because it's the opening track. I also love Nightmare. Great tune. I actually brought my favorite of all time, though, is probably Little Piece of Heaven, written by the late, great Jimmy Sullivan, the Rev. That's such a great tune. There's so many vocals and so much great stuff on that. And I actually have a surprise coming up for you guys, a song that I recently did with a member of Avenged Sevenfold. Which one is it? That's up to you guys to decide. Alexus Turner from Facebook. Ooh, Alexis. Ooh. What's your favorite, all-time favorite feud and storyline in your career? So many. The first one that pops to mind is the Shawn Michaels feud from 2008. That was something that was just supposed to be a one-night moment that turned into 7 months, culminating in us having a ladder match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Loved that storyline. Loved Jericho and Big Show as a team. Loved Jericho versus Rey Mysterio. I also loved Jericho versus Kenny Omega story to get us to the Tokyo Dome. But right here, right now, I can honestly say that probably my favorite storyline over the last few years. Well, the Kevin Owens, the list, and the best friends was great. But Moxley, Jericho, Moxley, and AEW. Such a great feud. And it was planned out and pieced out week by week and just culminated perfectly. And here's the funny thing, if you think about it. all of this happened. I think the paper was February 27th where Moxley beat me. And 2 weeks later, live shows shut down. So here's my thing about the COVID era. We've still been working our asses off, like I said earlier, to put on great shows and great performances. But if you're talking about actual crowd reactions, Moxley never been in front of a crowd as a champion. Very, very few times. Very few times. The first few weeks of his reign. Matt Hardy, never been in front of the crowd in AEW. Lance Archer, same thing. I know he was there once walking through the crowd. Doesn't count. Brody Lee, same thing. Brian Cage, same thing. FTR, same thing. So we're really working hard to make sure that we can keep the ball rolling. But when the fans come back, these guys are going to be huge, huge baby faces. And I'm very excited to see where it goes. Khairy Alonto, who would be your dream matchup? Anyone from Pro Wrestling history? Owen Hart, for sure. I would love to have been in the ring with Owen Hart. One of the reasons why I went to WWE, if you had the top 10 reasons why I went, I would say that probably working with Owen Hart was one of those reasons, probably closer to 9 or 10. And you guys, if you didn't see Dark Side of the Ring, you'll see that I drew a picture when I was a kid of me and Owen Hart as the tag team champions. So very much wanted to work with Owen, and also would have loved to have worked with Brett as well. So the two Hart brothers are the guys that I would have loved to have been around. So Josh Teeter from Facebook. We need some YouTube questions coming up after this. Are you a Danzig fan at all? I know Glenn Danzig is a huge wrestling fan. Yes, very much. I'm not a huge Danzig fan musically. Obviously, I love Mother and Dirty Black Summer and her Black Wings. He's got some killer stuff there. But to me, Danzig's always been very cool to me. I've met him quite a few times. Had him on Talk is Jericho a few years ago. But my favorite Danzig story is 1994 when I was working for Smoky Mountain Wrestling. I went and saw, I believe it's called the Get Out of the Studio Tour 94 or Summer Shit Tour or something. It was Metallica, Danzig, and Suicidal Tendencies. So I went to see them by myself, and I just happened to have the day off. There's a guy called Cat Collins, who was a radio DJ in Atlanta, and he ended up being the manager of the Black Crows. So he was in the scene. He was also involved with Smoky Mountain Wrestling, because as you know, it's not a secret now, but Smoky Mountain Wrestling was actually owned by Rick Rubin. Yeah, that Rick Rubin, the famous producer who did 10 cotillion great albums, from Chili Peppers to Danzig to Slayer to Johnny Cash to Neil Diamond to whatever, AC/DC, he's done it. So for some reason, Cat Collins had the connection. So he says, you got to come up and see the show. So I went up and saw the show, and I met Danzig, and I couldn't believe how short he was the first time I met him, because he looks so buff in all his promo pictures. So I was like, oh my gosh, he's really short, but super friendly, super nice. And so then there's a guy called Rob Dibble that was in our. Rob Dibble was a pitcher for the Cincinnati Reds, maybe. Not sure if he was a pitcher. He was on the Cincinnati Reds. So he's like, dude, we got to go hang. So we went, me, Rob Dibble, Danzig, and like, I can't remember who else, maybe some roadies or something. No members from Metallica or something like that. And we go to the Cincinnati Stadium, whatever it's called, where the Cincinnati Reds play. And it was a limo. And I drove up in what was I driving at the time? Like a 93 Pontiac Sunbird. And he's like, yeah, come in my limo. So we go in his limo, and we're like, where are we going? He's like, yeah, we're going to go to the Cincinnati Stadium. So we go to the Cincinnati Stadium, baseball stadium. And there's a guard at the door at the gate. And he's like, Rob, come on in. So we go inside the stadium and like drinking. Have you ever had like a dream of like, okay, I'm gonna drink at the pitcher's mound of the Cincinnati Stadium? Did it. I'm gonna, whatever, here, there, wherever. How about pissing on home plate? Is the statute of limitations run out on that? I may or may not have peed somewhere, not necessarily on home plate, but somewhere in that vicinity. So the essence of Jericho lives on in the Cincinnati Stadium, thanks to basically Metallica. Is that a good enough answer for you? Nishan Aquabani. There you go, buddy. Chris, here we go. Crifton Snowden, what's your favorite championship you've won? Obviously, the AEW championship. We started this company from nothing. All we had was the passion of Tony Khan and a group of guys whose contract all happened to be up at the same time, who had no desire to live under anybody else's system and wanted to create our own. And that's what we did. So getting the chance to become the first AEW champion was a big deal for me and something I take very, very seriously. It's a big honor. Championships are always, of course, appointed, shall we say, but it's like winning an Oscar. When your peers and your bosses and your body of work and your performances allow you to win an Oscar, it's a big, big deal. And that's kind of what I felt by winning the AEW championship or any world champion for sure. Let's see. Oh my gosh, this is a good one. John Davis, any favorite Australian rock bands? I think you'd really like Ocean Grove, a local band. I have not heard Ocean Grove, but I love Australian rock and roll, and I love touring Australia. Fozzy always has so many great shows in Australia, great crowds, great fan base. Obviously, AC/DC, the greatest Australian rock and roll band of all time, even though the guys were transported from England and Scotland, but it's kind of Australia's lineage. In Excess, another huge influence on me. I love Michael Hutchence. If Michael Hutchence had not passed away, In Excess would still be one of the biggest rock and roll bands in the world. They'd be playing arenas right now. I'm telling you, rock my words, mark my words. Also, Airborne. I love Airborne. I would love to do a Fozzy Airborne tour. I think it's a great mix. Just two bands, just skids, just total rock and roll. How high can you climb up the stadium wall, that sort of thing. So yeah, hopefully we'll get a chance to come back to Australia soon, and hopefully get a chance to rock with Airborne as well. Great questions, guys. Keep them coming, please. Thank you. Adrian G Del Mundo from Facebook. The next one, I promise, is going to be a YouTube question. Who's your favorite WWE tag team partner? Very easy, hands down, Big Show. Move on. I love working with Big Show. We had so much fun. We were almost like an old married couple. He'll tell you this, he'll be like, "Oh, what's going on? What are we doing on the show today?" Like, put on your glasses. It's right there. Put your glasses on. I don't want to put on my glasses. Just put them on. And like, he'd be like, "Yeah, I've got an idea." And he'd tell me his idea. I'm like, "Yeah, that's a great idea. Just my idea is better." He's like, "Oh, sure. I'm just going to sit there like a big dumb giant." I'm like, "You're not dumb. You're not dumb. You're fine. My ideas are better than yours, man." But great chemistry. And that was a thrown together tag team. Edge and I were a tag team. And Edge, by the way, check out Edge versus Orton in the greatest wrestling match ever this Sunday at Backlash. Check that out. But Edge and I were a team, and we won the titles. And the very next show, he gets injured in San Diego, and he tears his Achilles tendon. Very, very painful injury, by the way. I've never done it, but I've come close to it, and I've heard it's just terrible. And it takes a long time to heal, 6 months or whatever. So Edge was out, and Vince didn't want me to abscond the titles, to what do they say when you relinquish the titles? So he wanted me to have another partner. I said, that's fine. But I knew we were going into a feud with DX, Shawn Michaels and Triple H. And I was like, okay. So some of the ideas, we're going to put you with a young guy, but you can't put me with a young guy that's never done anything, because those two guys will eat him the fuck alive. The guy that I'm with has to be a former world champion, and he has to be big. Because if I'm going up against Shawn and Hunter and knowing their promo skills and knowing how they work, and of course, they're two of the greatest of all time, and that's how they do things. If we don't have somebody that can talk and that's big and that has a history, it's not going to work. So I suggested Kane. Vince suggested Big Show, and Show will tell us that it was like he was bopping on. He was like the Show-a-mania doing the Hulkamania thing, and he was imitating other wrestlers and all this other stuff. And I was like, dude, if we're doing Big Show, that's cool, but he's getting rid of the one. He had the one side. the last part of it. Oh, I'm back. Thanks, guys. Sorry that I froze up. Like I said, I'm at an undisclosed location of vacation. Undisclosed location of vacation. That should be a song title. But I was really broken down, bummed out when Shad Gaspard passed away. And I was looking for a picture of us because Big Show and I worked Crime Time quite a few times. And I wanted to find a picture because I couldn't find a picture, but I found like a hot tag that he got where he just beat the shit out of me. He looked great. It was awesome. Then he does, like, I go for the walls. He flips me out of it. I end up in the ropes, and I get punched in the face by the ringside enforcer, who is Shaquille O'Neal. And I'm like, how the hell do you not remember getting punched in the face by Shaq? But that's how things work. Things got to go by so fast. But great times with Show and great times with Shaq Gaspard. God bless you, buddy. Shaun Stapleton from YouTube. What Fozzy songs would you recommend to someone that's never heard you guys besides Judas? Well, was number 28. So those are the ones you're supposed to do. If you like, oh, sorry, you can't hear me when I'm frozen? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, guys. All right. All right, when the screen freezes, you lose me. Now I know this. I'm sorry. Okay. So I am now going to say that again. What Fozzy songs would you recommend to someone that's never heard you guys besides Judas? We have 5 top 30 songs. Judas was number 5. Painless was number 8. Nowhere to Run was number 10. Burn Me Out was number 18. And Let's Go was number 29. So those are the songs you should probably listen to, and Sandpaper. All of them have great music and videos to go with that. So thank you so much from somebody on YouTube. And I missed that one. Sorry. Donald Skeens. Hey, Chris, if you could put together a dream band, who would you choose? Could be alive or dead. This is such a hard question. So hard to try and oh my God. I had a dream once that I was playing guitar in the Stones and I didn't know the songs. That sucked. But let's just go dream band from guys that have passed away. Can we do that? Is that cool? So I will put Dio, Ronnie James Dio on vocals. Okay. Malcolm Young on rhythm guitar. Randy Rhoads on lead guitar. Cliff Burton on bass. Fuck it. Let's say the Rev. Jimmy Sullivan on drums. That's it right there. There you go. Or maybe Eric Carr. 2 drummers like the Allman Brothers. The Rev and Eric Carr. Cliff Burton. Malcolm Young. Randy Rhoads. Ronnie James Dio. Imagine the jams they could get that. Okay, Kelly Cox, were you disappointed they waited to introduce the newly designed Undisputed Belt until after Triple H beat you at WrestleMania? Whatever. I mean, it's champagne problems, right? Oh, how bad was it that I had to carry around 2 titles? And by the way, here's the best part. I was the last guy to have the classic Eagle WWE Heavyweight Championship, because when Triple H got the Undisputed one, it was done. So that to me is still the best looking championship besides the AEW championship. I'm not saying that because I work there. In WWE, the best championship ever looks-wise was that Eagle championship. And they got rid of it, and all the ones after that have not been cool, in my opinion. TJ Brule, what's your favorite thing with Kevin Smith? Nicest guy in the world, and not that I'm freaking De Niro, but as a director, he is the best. He's super open to your ideas. He lets you be creative. He's almost like an AEW director. He lets you call the shots. He lets you be creative. He lets you decide what the character is. And just the sweetest guy, man. What a great guy. And we're going to do some more stuff as well with our Grains and Greens podcast. And what that is us watching movies together. You got to listen to the Damien Omen 2 watch along from episode 666 of Talk is Jericho. All right, here's someone who paid some money. Hold on, I might have screwed that up. From YouTube, A Wrestling Historian. How long did it take you to write a Lion's Tale, Undisputed, Best in the World, and No is a four-letter word? Any update on your fifth book? Thanks, dude. It's a long time. Writing a book takes about a year. It's a long process. And anybody who thinks that authors are getting rich, unless you're Stephen King or something, it's not a lot of money. Like the per hour revenue is it's not good. But it doesn't matter. You don't do it for the money. I don't do anything for the money. I do it because I love telling the tale, spinning the tale. It takes about a year, though. It does. It really does. From Genesis to kind of writing the initial manuscript and kind of then retriggering it and retriggering it. Eh? That's a new word. Eh? Rewriting it, and retooling it. That's what I was looking for. It takes a long time, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of manpower, man hours, shall we say. So I would say to write a book, it probably takes a good 6 months of probably 4 or 5 hours a day times 4, carry the 5, 10,000 hours to write a good book, probably something like that. But it's worth it. And very proud of all 4 of my books. The only thing I'm not proud of was that someone else read Best in the World at what I have no idea. And that's because I had a breakdown with the audio book company who were making some ridiculous demands and wanted me to go to LA for 3 weeks to read this book. I'm like, why can't I just do it in Tampa? And they're like, no, you got to do it. I'm like, you know what? I'm out. Go F your ass. I'm not doing it. So they got some Shakespearean actor, and there's like, and then Chris Jericho came to the ring and he fought Rey Mysterio until Rey beat him with the 619. And I'm like, oh my gosh. You don't think I heard about that? That it was I didn't say 619. I didn't read the damn thing. I did read No is a four-letter word, and oh my gosh, that is super hard to read. No is a four-letter word. Oh my God. Read any book. Think about just reading a book on tapes. You can't mess it up, and you got to read it out loud. Not easy work to do, man. Thank you. Waleed Alriyashi. What finisher did you hate being on the receiving end of the most? And by the way, it's stormy outside, so if we lose internet again, I apologize. We're going to keep going for another 50 minutes or so because I am here for you. Big Show's Chokeslam, super, super tough. Tyson Tomko had this. I'm getting used to this. Like I said, guys, it's pouring rain out here where I am, so I'm doing the best I can. Stephanie McMahon's slap is the stiffest move I have ever experienced in wrestling history. So there you go. Oh my goodness. David Hurry, Jericho on vacation. Yes, I am on vacation. Okay, let me say this. Jordan from Facebook, where do you think your feud with Ken Shamrock could have gone? I'm not sure because Ken was tough to work with, and I say that because at the time I was very green to what WWE was, and now I could probably have a great match with Ken. But at the time, a little bit of a loose cannon, and I was a little bit intimidated. I didn't have pure confidence. Geez, I didn't have confidence for the 10 years after work with Ken. I felt bad that our feud got kind of ended in the middle. But look at how it was booked, though. Booked in a shark cage. Russo wanted me to be the 99, 98 Chris Jericho from WCW in WWE. And that's not how you fight Ken Shamrock, by hiding in a freaking, shark cage where he's coming out and beating up Howard Finkel and all that sort of stuff. And just didn't work out. But Howard Finkel, God bless you, man. What a brother. And Ken Shamrock, he looks great. I'm glad he's back in Impact, and nothing but respect. Michael Terragrosa. Best concert you ever went to? Wow. It's hard to say, man. Like when I was a kid, Striper in '88 in Fargo, North Dakota, opening band White Lion was great. David Lee Roth, Eat 'Em and Smile tour was so amazing. 1987. How about this? 1984, Power Slave, Iron Maiden. My second or third concert, still one of the best gigs of all time, one of the best tours of all time, with Twisted Sister opening when they were at their peak. But for modern days, I love going to see the Stones. I love going to see McCartney, but I think maybe the Stones. I love the Stones live now because you still got the four brothers. You know, McCartney's amazing, but it's Paul. The Stones are still Mick, Keith, Charlie, and Woody. I mean, how can you go wrong with that? It's a drag because it's July, or what is it, June, whatever day it is today, June 15th or 16th, June 13th. Oh, sorry. I've been telling my wife we were supposed to go see the Stones next week. I'm totally wrong. We're supposed to see the Stones at the beginning of July, I believe. And I'm so bummed out that I'm not going to go see them. So, but COVID's not going to kill the Stones. They'll be back next year, and I'll be back too. So there's some good ones. Please answer me if you're possible, says Brandon Seaman. Are you ready for Halloween Kills? Yes! I love the new Halloween with Jamie Lee Curtis. She, like Laurie Strode, she is Halloween. Mike Myers is great. Well, not Mike Myers. Michael Myers. Although it would be great. Here would be a great twist. How about if Mike Myers plays Michael Myers? Come on. There's the movie right there. But Halloween Kills, I think, is it coming out this Halloween? There's some holes there, but come on, you leave your plot hole intelligence at the door. I have a friend of mine who's a huge Halloween series fan, hates the new Halloween with Laurie Strode. I love it. I love it. Is it better than Halloween? Is it better than the original Halloween? No. So here's a good one. Are you disappointed you never got another segment with The Rock after he came back in 2011? The answer is absolutely yes. Hated it. Don't understand why they didn't put us together. We had gold. It was gold, Jerry Gold. One of my favorite opponents of all time. And I think he would say the same. I know that he says that one of his favorite matches, if not his favorite non-televised, you see the lighting out there? So I don't understand why they never put us in a segment. But once again, that's WWE, and I don't work there anymore. So, you know, it is what it is. I always enjoyed working there, though, and I always enjoyed working with my favorite opponents of all time. I got another one here. I'm trying to get this picture up. Okay, so Will nastiest wrestling related injury you've ever had? Well, that was I was in Smoky Mountain Wrestling, and I put my arm. Sorry, guys. I was in wrestling, and I was practicing shoes. Why? my back. I'm sorry, guys. It's just crazy here right now. So I'm going to try and do the best I can to finish this up. You guys go on. I apologize. What's your nastiest wrestling related injury you've ever had? Before I broke my arm trying a shooting star press because Ultimo Dragon convinced me I could do it, and I was so bummed out that I couldn't do it. So I finally tried it in an empty arena in Knoxville, Tennessee, the night of the Legends, and I broke my arm. Still got the scar right there. You can probably see. Hey guys, I'm sorry. It looks like we got some really bad reception here. So here's what I'm going to do. Keep your questions that you have, and I promise that I will answer them next week. We'll do it next week again. I might have had a guest planned. I might not have. But we obviously are having terrible connection here. Listen, there's a total tropical storm going on right now, and it's really crazy where I am. So I apologize. We're going to have to end this early. We're going to have to end this song a little bit early. That's okay. That's what we do. It's fine. Will, thank you so much for being there. I can't even – this is Pineapple – you know what? This is Pineapple Pete's fault. So I wish I had it. I'm trying to get this off and get rid of it. Boom. But thank you guys so much. We're going to end it off right now. We're going to do a little we were talking about Danzig. So let's do a little Danzig. Do a little dance. Make a little Danzig. Get down tonight. Let's sing Mother by Danzig. Everyone knows that one. Let's try that one. Is it going to come up? I might have lost you again. I'm trying to get Mother the song. Mother. You gotta love it, little mother. As we are hoping to make it through this craziness. But thank you guys so much for being here tonight. I'm sorry that the reception isn't great. But like I said, there's a terrific downpour up here. At least we got a little Saturday night special tonight. A little bit of stuff going on. So we'll do more next week. I'll be back in the normal track next week with some killer Wi-Fi, some tasty buds, cool wave, tasty buds, man. All right. Let me see. Thank you, Amanda Rose. I appreciate you being there. I appreciate you listening. Have a good vacation. Thank you so much. With the lightning in the background, right? You saw that, Will. Will saw the lightning in the background. See, I'm telling you the truth here. Why would I do that, Haas? You might be the nicest guy in the world. Come on, man. I'm not going to do that. I'm just throwing it around. Wiggy, wiggy. Wiggle, wiggle. All right. Zach Bow and Spokes and Casey Bud. It's from freaking Fast Enough Goes No High. Answer as many questions as I can. Oh my gosh, it's so crazy. Lisa says, for your vacation, thank you. Yes, don't forget, next week with Sex Gods versus the Best Friends. Winner gets to the number one contender versus Kenny Omega and Hangman Page. Who do you think's going to win? You tell me. What day and time next week will be on? It's a Saturday special, man. When do you think the Saturday special is going to be on? On Saturday night. Oh, yeah. Good call. Look at this. Matthew Simmons Ride the Lightning in the background. I should have put Ride the Lightning on for the sing-along. Here's the thing. I had to stop putting people on the list because everyone wants to be on the list, so you can't request to be on the list. I have to decide to put you on the list. If you want to put someone else on the list, that's your list. You should do your thing. You should do a Saturday special on Instagram Live and talk to all of us. I would like to, but you can't do the live streaming on Instagram Live. I think I can put this in Twitter maybe, but that's a little bit too hard for me to figure out. Greetings, everyone. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thanks. Hey, thanks to you, buddy. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for coming out, eh? Rise of Light is one of the best metal albums ever. You got that right. No problems on that one. I agree with you on that. Hey, JT, happy birthday to Chris Jericho. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Little universe. There we go. I don't know what happened to him. Ask for him. Oh, my gosh, terrible. Well, I don't talk to him backstage. I'm too busy beating his ass. I would love to go back to New Japan and have a match with Takahashi. Takahashi is one of my favorite matches I've ever had. Such a great performer. I really, really enjoyed that match. We don't know what's going on with New Japan and AEW. Hopefully we can do something, you know. And if we can't, well, here's to the memories. Oh my gosh, you see that lighting? It's insane here. And of course, at least we're not losing the feed as we finish this up, man. Love the Inner Circle. William Swords update on Fozzy tour. I don't know. As far as right now, the gigs are on. I think the July gigs are postponed. I don't know, man. Probably go to our website. It's out of my pay grade, as they say. The Lightning Express was Tim Horner and Brad Armstrong. Don't put me in a corner. My name's Tim Horner.